Good morning, stamping friends. I hope you guys all had a great Valentine's week last week. My name is Lorri Heiling, and I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I do YouTube Lives on Tuesday mornings at 9 o'clock Arizona time, and I'm so glad that you joined me today. Well, I'm going to pull out some of my favorite designer series paper called Be Mine, and I want to remind you that this paper is not just for Valentine's Day, even though it kind of has a hint towards it with the stamp set and the sentiments, but I'm not going to use the stamp set with this project today. I'm just going to use some of the fun kind of springy paper in today's project. And then we're also going to use this adorable sentiment stamp set from Bration. Now this stamp set can be yours free if you put in a $50 order, and I just can never have too many sentiment stamp sets. So I love this one. My favorite one in this set is the Hello, and that's what we're going to use today. Isn't that a fun font? So we will get started with our project. Our card base is going to be Poppy Parade. That's the color that coordinates with the Be Mine Designer Series paper. And I just scored this in half on the long side. The full piece of paper is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. Now I flip it over. It doesn't really matter which side you fold on when you have a score line, but I seem to do the valley side on the inside. So this is where the score line went, and it's at a valley angle. And then I'm going to grab my bone folder, and when I crease it, I just like to crease it even more strong with the bone folder. And that's going to be the start of our card. The next thing we're going to do is take the coordinating cardstock, and we're going to cut this just 1/8 inch smaller than this, which would make this 4 1/8 by, I think so, 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. And we are just going to adhere that on the back or on the card front. I like to use Stampin' Sale Plus. I think it comes out the easiest. I do use my green glue a lot as well. And we're just going to center that on the card front. Two good colors together. The next one we're going to do is Basic White, and we're just going to cut it 1/8 inch smaller. So this will make it 5 1/4 by 4, kind of our standard size. And I think I'm not going to adhere it yet in case I make a mistake, so I'm going to set the card to the side, and we're going to build something fun on this. All right, so it depends on how OCD you are for this part. I'm a little bit that way, so I took some scrap paper, and I'm just going to walk you through my pattern so that I could make this even. This pattern, just scrap white paper, is 5 1/4 by 1 1/4. And then I actually scored it in half on the long side, and that would make that at 5/8 inch. And I don't know if you can see, there's a score line all the way down because I wanted to know where the halfway point was here. Then what I did is I took our Stylish Shapes dies, and this circle die it's the one that is about 1 1/4 inch, and I cut 3 of these like this, and that's how I got this edge like that. So I just kind of, I kind of found the halfway point, and then I found the halfway point in the circle. So I just die cut this out of the circles and out of the scrap paper. So now I have 3 circles die cut out, and they're all even. It doesn't have to be perfect, but I did have to go to the trouble of making a pattern for this. So then what I did was I took the DSP that I wanted to use, which is this piece, the same size as this, 1 1/4 by 5 1/4. And then I just set this on top of here, and then I just made circles with a pencil where I wanted these to be. So that way I know they're even, because if I try to do this by eyeballing it, I probably am not that good at it, but you might be. So don't feel like you have to go through this whole trouble. So I just set these on here based on my little circles, spaced them out, and this is what came out, this piece. So that looks pretty equal, right? Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to adhere this to the card front. And for this, I'm going to use my favorite way to pop things when you want a little bit larger pop than just dimensionals. You could do double dimensionals, but the adhesive strips are faster and easier, I think. And I want it to pop a lot, so I'm going to put a few of these just all along here. Whoops, you got to find which side is the sticky side. And you can just rip these off. You don't even have to cut them. All right, so then we are going to put this on the left-hand side, and it's going to be the same width and length of our basic white. Whoops, it's not sticking very well. Let me do that again. Okay, just like that. Now, what came out of those when I put that die on, you know, I cut it like this and it's just cutting out half circles. We're going to take those other half circles and put the same adhesive strips on the back of these, and we're just going to attach them beside the DSP strip that we already made. And just kind of complete that circle there, and it's kind of fun because these do have the stitch lines in them. Like that one. And this is going to make a really fun design for the card front. Like that. And then the last thing we're going to do, well, second to last thing, is I debated over what color to use. I could use yellow, I could use Poppy Parade, but I want to make a larger pop by using basic black. And if you look through Pinterest, a lot of people do that. They'll put, you know, bright colors and, you know, everything except black, and then they'll use black for that focal point of the sentiment. And so that is, like I said, kind of a trend now. So I'm just going to take my Memento black ink up the word hello, and we're just going to put it in the bottom corner here like that. Isn't that nice and stark? It just kind of makes a statement there, and it's going to stand out. Now, we're not done yet. We are going to use these cute little embellishments that coordinate with the Designer Series paper. These are called adhesive backed hearts and flowers, and you can already see that I've used quite a few of these. And I'm going to use the spatula end of my Take Your Pick tool. This is an easier way to pick these up. And oh gosh, there's so many combinations you could do, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the white. I do like tone on tone, and we'll do the flowers. So we'll do a white one and a red one. And let's do another red one. I'll do a smaller one. Like that. Okay. Now, the last thing we're going to do is just adhere this to the card front. We could use dimensionals, but when I use those adhesive strips, I feel like that's enough pop, so I don't need to add more. So I'm just going to put this flat on the front. And this is just one of those fast and easy cards. I know when I'm doing my Stamp Club projects, I usually get the most comments when they're fast and easy rather than, you know, the ones that are more complicated and take more time. So I do like to do simple cards. All right, so there you have it. And then I would just do a 5 1/4 by 4 inside. And sometimes I don't even do too much on the inside because I write a note. But that's our fast and easy card today. And I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you take advantage of Bration. And also, if you put in a $50 order and use my host code, you will get a thank you card from me along with a little treat in the mail that is Stampin' Up! Product. And that's my way of saying thank you. So you can kind of double dip all through February if you put at least a $50 order in. You get that free Bration item. And remember, they added more this month, so there's more to choose from, but this is one of them that you can get for free. Well, I hope you join me next Tuesday morning, and I'll have another project ready for you. Remember, I do in-person classes, I do an online card club, and I'm also doing a 2025 creative Days at Sea cruise. So I hope you'll consider any of those options and come and stamp with me. I'll have more information on my blog and you can check those out. Thank you again, everyone, and have a great rest of your week, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.